Howdy, boys, girls, cats, and squirrels, SoCloseToAZT. Welcome to the YouTube channel. Welcome back. Hopefully you're having a wonderful week. Each week, of course, you know, something happens. Some type of drama is going on. It could be in your life. It could be something that you just like watching from afar. That's the drama I prefer. That's the drama I like to talk about. Something I'm never going to be affiliated with. I'll watch it because it's entertaining. And, you know, in this case, it's slightly a little bit tragic because the video that we're going to be checking out today, it's where a live streamer scammed his fans for $500,000. And this guy, another YouTuber, Coffeezilla, who at this point, I don't even know why you pay for mainstream news networks anymore, because there's way better journalism going on YouTube, and this guy is doing it. Watch his Save the Kids videos and his exposing of some of those phase guys. He's definitely the reason why that was brought to the forefront and why everybody knew about it. They were using kids to scam people out of their money with a virtual coin. Like, it's wild out here on the internet, and I gotta admit, it is fun to watch. So we're gonna be doing something a little bit different today and checking out this Coffeezilla video where he does amazing, thorough investigative work. So let's see how he tackles this live streamer that goes by the name of Ice Poseidon. I'm sure a lot of people know his name. I kind of followed him way back when he started doing the IRL content on Twitch. I would say he pioneered that scene and definitely pushed it to the limit, because the fans that he conjured up out of the shadows that followed him in that community on another level of crazy insanity. I don't even know how to explain, but they would call everywhere he went. They would call, and you know, one time he happened to be on an airplane and he gets banned on Twitch, moves to YouTube, keeps doing the same stuff, and inevitably things just kind of got too far, and I don't even know what he does anymore. I guess this. So without further ado, let's check out this video and really see what's going on here. I mean, in a weird way, hopefully this shines some light so more people do not get scammed. But I mean, if you're following this guy and you're investing in this guy, you have to know that you're probably going to get scammed. I don't know, unless he's just preying on naive, ignorant kids. It could be, or people that just don't know better and want to invest in a coin because that's hype right now, that's trendy. But I don't want to speculate anymore. I just want to watch the video. I want to get the facts. I want to see it for myself. Without further ado, if you're excited to check out something a little bit different, I want to definitely get your input on this in the comments. Up the L, hit the bell, and let's go right into this.
The famous live streamer Ice Poseidon just scammed his followers for up to $500,000, and I'm going to prove it. He personally profited $300,000 by stealing money out of a crypto scheme that he set up. And when I confronted Ice Poseidon, who's better known by his real name,
I'm pretty sure he was scamming in RuneScape when he was streaming on Twitch.
Honest. You want to keep the money,
right? If I remember right, I could have sworn he was scamming people, or he mentioned that he was scamming people in RuneScape way back in the day for gold. I could be wrong on that, but
that you took from the project, even though you failed to deliver.
I mean, I'm not really sure what you want me to say, but yeah.
I'm trying to like get you to return the money because it's 100% still available, and you could do that.
Yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power.
Easy.
But I'm gonna look out for myself and not do that. You know, I don't like know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
Now, these influencer scams are becoming more and more common. In part,
sometimes honesty isn't always the best answer in this case. Like, wow, is he not hurting every part of his brand by saying that?
Like, know what else to say. That's
like, he
just
doesn't
the
come
most
back
honest
from
answer.
this.
Now, these influencer scams are becoming more and more common.
How do you come back from that?
How easy they are to pull off. Ice Poseidon's scheme apparently took him only 2 weeks of work to set up before he apparently got bored with the project and decided to stop working on it and just took the money.
Like, seriously, how long did you work? I'm just curious.
Well, like you said, it was a fork, so I don't know, a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, $300,000. It's a nice chunk of change.
Now, I pleaded with Paul, or Ice Poseidon, to return the money that he stole, in part appealing to the guilt that he was taking money from his fans who were all much worse off than him. Ice Poseidon's response was that he didn't like how that made him sound.
I don't know if you're aware of the fact that your average fan has way less money than you. So you're just taking from poor people. Like, you understand that, right?
That is definitely not... That is not a good way to put it. That's a pretty shitty way to put it, my dude. It's.
I do think that is a wild way to word it, because there are a lot of just being a streamer for like 10 years at this point on Twitch. You run into people that have money, and if you're just a bigger streamer with a lot more viewers, there's a lot more of those kind of whales that will, you know, spend kind of ridiculous amounts of money to have this parasocial relationship in a way with you. by donating and having that type of weird relationship. You see it quite often. It happens a lot with girl streamers, but I don't know. Like, I get how he's wording it, because there are a lot of fans that are like, say, I'm depressed, I'm putting my house up for foreclosure, and here's $5. You know, there's a lot of people that definitely are not well off that donate all the time. That is not healthy. But that sounds bad, but Paul is not helping himself. Ice Poseidon is not helping himself by doing this interview and answering in this way.
It's a pretty shitty thing to do.
From the
He's
very
like a
beginning,
lawyer or
the
something
story
with him,
shocked
no?
me, but especially the twist at the
It
end.
sounds like he's
that I can't tell
incriminating
you about yet.
himself.
But what I can tell you is that this is my most in-depth investigation
How far are we into this video?
into
Not even 2
influencer
minutes.
greed, cryptocurrency's gone wrong, and the blockchain. Now, I know it's been a while, so let me remind you, this is the $10 million studio. I'm your host, Coffeezilla, the internet detective, and
Looks like
good to be
$10
back.
million. I don't know about the fan in the back, though. This is a $10 million intro, though. Look at this. Whoa.
In order to understand what happened with Ice Poseidon, we have to rewind the clocks.
See.
The story
okay.
started when Ice Poseidon first got into crypto.
I invest in
He's
a lot of
giving
the
us a little
like
background.
shitcoin, like a lot of the
A little PKA.
You put money in and then you sell in like 20 minutes when it pumps.
Ice Poseidon first got into crypto just buying a lot of meme coins. But like many influencers, he quickly realized gambling on another person's coin is a sucker's game. The fast, easy money is actually in getting other people to gamble on your coin. Now, this moment is important. It's the moment Ice Poseidon realized what a gold mine it could be
Dude,
to start
this is
his
where
own
humans
scam.
just
But
fall
you're telling
apart.
me I could create a CX coin,
Greed, man.
and then
It's
people
ugly.
could buy it because I could say that the community is super strong, and then I could sell it in 10 seconds and make $10 million. What the f am I doing?
Ice Poseidon would later say that the clip you just watched was a joke, and that the idea of him scamming his fans was just a bit
That's kind of a
played up for
cop-out
the
now.
audience. But that core idea that he was missing out on a huge opportunity to make a ton of money was real, and it nagged at him. And pretty soon, he decided to start his own coin.
CX coin is the one to choose. I'm the founder of CX Coin. My name's Paul Zanino, and I decided to make a community-driven token that I'm personally going to be a part of.
Now, almost immediately, this got a lot of attention. Obviously, given his past comments about sort of scamming people were understandably skeptical of this. And it came out right after Save the Kids. And you would have thought that
Would ever
myself
invest in
and
this?
other
I'm
people
sorry,
like
but
me-
I in the back of my head, I gotta think like fans or these people that have invested in this coin. I almost sort of don't feel bad for them because of how much they should have known. You should always investigate what you're about to invest in.
Mudahar would have talked
I
about
don't
this whole
know.
thing, but Ice Poseidon
Ice
was
Poseidon's a
working
piece of shit,
incredibly
but the
hard
fans
behind
just
the scenes, which is something I need you
don't
guys
seem
to
like
understand.
they
He was contacting people like
put a lot of the
myself
past
and
together.
pleading with us that he was just joking back then, and he was serious about this coin. He wasn't about to pull off a scam like Save the Kids. He was different. He even mentioned in live streams that Save the Kids
If
was
you
going
have
to
to
make
say
what he
you're
was about to
different,
do
you're
much
not
harder.
different.
I know about the phase coin, Steezy. That's why I'm trying my best to be as transparent as possible. I've been working on this for like a month now, and I wasn't going to let that drama stop me.
You
but
mean
it
2
definitely
weeks?
makes it a little bit more difficult.
Ice Poseidon repeatedly told skeptics that he couldn't rug this coin if he wanted to. He had locked all his money up in a smart contract. He told me that in DMs. He said, "Don't worry, no rug here. All the money is locked." Lol. And look, I
Lol.
have to admit, I was busy
That's
at the
real
time with some
professional
other
response.
investigations, and I gave him the benefit of the doubt, something that I obviously regret now. But periodically, I would hear, complaints from his community that they thought something was off. But every time I'd go to Ice, he would immediately respond, just immediately. And he always gave me something that sort of sounded reasonable. And I later learned he was doing the same thing with everyone who said something negative about CX Coin. In fact, he got a Dextero article killed about CX Coin being a scam. I mean, I even asked him about this at the time. And he said
How'd
this,
you get that
Dextero
killed?
article went up and then down. Did you see that? Yeah, I emailed Dex proof I wasn't scamming. So leaving that up, quoting a Twitter with 2 likes is a bit
Wow.
unfair to me. The point I'm trying to make is he was playing the PR game hard, telling everybody he was different. He even gave me his wallet addresses and told me to hold him accountable. He wasn't going to do anything shady. And everyone sort of felt like, okay, maybe he's doing something different. Maybe everything he's been saying
changed.
was, just a joke.
Because, dude, if I see $1 million, I'm selling. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna be like, I'll hold for you guys, bro. I see $1 million in my portfolio, I'm out.
Not gonna lie. That looks bad, but I'm gonna be really generous here and give Ice the benefit of the doubt. That clip probably was a joke, and it was probably made before he was actually thinking about making CX coin into a real thing.
Now, as time moved on, I and many other people
but every jokes have a little bit of truth in them.
About CX coin until January when I decided to take a break for a little while. And while I was off, I couldn't help but feel that there was something else going on. I just had a hunch I had to look back. So with my free time, I joined the CX Coin Telegram and started tracing back the wallets that Ice Poseidon had given me so transparently. Yeah. And pretty soon I found out that
this is why this guy's king.
Wrong crypto wallets. Whoops. He gave me the DX Sale wallet instead of his personal wallet, which didn't tell me anything. For example, one of those things he didn't tell me was the fact that he took out $200,000 from the liquidity pool at the very beginning, which is directly at odds with what Ice Poseidon told me himself when I asked. He said, don't worry, all the money is locked up, except for $200,000.
He was like a homeless person on the internet, and then he created a coin, and now look at him.
Dollars, I guess.
Must be nice.
But it also hid another story,
but at
which
what
was the
cost?
Misappropriation of the so-called marketing wallet. Now, according to CX Coin's own white paper, the marketing wallet was to be used exclusively to, quote, fund marketing campaigns in the cryptocurrency market. But in the Telegram, there was another story going on. Ice Poseidon was complaining that he had spent money on an ad campaign and it just hadn't helped. Quote, we spent $53K on a BTOC and it hasn't really helped. The wallet is limited. He berated people who complained. You want me to spend $30K on stuff that doesn't help? Or you want me to think about the best ways to use marketing money? Exactly. You can't use the marketing money on, marketing. Instead, the money seemed to go somewhere else. Shortly after this coin launched, Ice Poseidon bought himself a brand new Tesla. This video was published July 24th,
so it just went
and
to
as
Elon
he says,
Musk.
he bought it a week ago, putting it right around the time that he launched the coin and realized he had suddenly gotten a lot of money to his name. But I'm sure all that money is locked up, right? Apparently not. And here's the interesting thing. The longer things went on, Ice Poseidon just sort of gotten more and more brazen with the way he used the money, right? At first, it was just sort of sitting around. Then he started sending it to cash out wallets. And eventually I calculated that there's roughly $250,000 missing from that
this is already better
wallet.
than like
But that's
half
not
of
all.
Netflix
Ice Poseidon had tricked his followers at this point by getting them to buy into a vision of a long-term project. The whole idea was that this was going to be a donation platform
our
for
vision,
streamers, and that it would take a while to build. He kept reiterating this again and again.
I mean, this is a long-term project. I'm trying to, we're making a donation platform, so I'm going to put that on my stream, and this coin will just be around for the entirety of my streams.
He said this a lot in the Telegram too. You know this is long-term, right? Thanks, guys. I assume everyone is in it for the long haul. Anyone who invests in something should know this was a long-term project, so 1 week is not going to see results. Now, later, I would find out this was a lie. Ice Poseidon did not see this as a long-term project.
Like
he actually gave up after 2 weeks. But I think I'm getting a little ahead of myself. The point is,
building up
Ice
that false
was getting
hope.
brazen. He was increasingly intolerant of people who called him a scammer, saying they just hadn't done their research. He even brought my name into it, saying he had talked to Coffeezilla, maybe implying that I had cleared him.
And I've talked to these fucking people, Coffeezilla. I've talked to these guys. I showed them the coin. I showed them everything. And, they're giving me the benefit of the doubt. So obviously they would call me out if it was a scam.
Now I'm going to be honest, this really pissed me off. Ice Poseidon was using my name to try to imply that he was legit, when in actuality, he had just fed me false information about his coin and begged me not to talk about it. But amazingly, the final piece of this puzzle wouldn't fall into place until a few days ago. As I said, Ice had been getting more and more involved, thinking, I guess, that he had gotten away with this. And on January 22nd, 2022, using his wallet that he didn't tell me about, he drained the liquidity pool, essentially killing his own coin and taking the money from his investors. To be specific, he drained about 90% of the funds, which is about $300,000. Now, for important context, liquidity pools are how you get money out of crypto, right? You can't just cash out a coin like CX coin, right? You can't buy groceries with it. Someone has to be willing to trade you that coin for something that, sort of has value. So Coins like this rely on something called liquidity pools, a big sort of pot of money. And what Ice Poseidon did, using the fact that he created this coin, he rug pulled 90% of that from his community, which meant that that's $300,000 that his investors would not be able to get back out. And at this point, I simply had had enough. This was a scam. He had lied to me from the beginning, and he had lied to others about it, and I wanted to confront it. But I couldn't let him know that I knew anything. Otherwise, he wouldn't pick up the call. So I simply told him I wanted to chat. And to my surprise, he agreed. And so on the 26th of January, we had the call you're about to see.
Why does he even agree to it?
I'm expecting him sort of to deny everything. Like, who would take credit for this? Well, Ice would, I guess.
It looks like the coin got rugged. You know anything about that?
I mean, yeah. I mean, not rugged, but I mean,
Well,
Not
someone pulled all
rugged.
the liquidity out. That's a rug, right?
that would be a rug, yes. But there is still liquidity in there.
40K got
You can
left
hear it in
and
his voice.
300K got ripped out or something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
The tension.
that is exactly what happened.
Right. Are you laughing? I mean, is that funny?
It sounds like he's
Mm,
cheesing.
I mean, no.
You're hearing this right. He's admitting he took out 90% of the money, but that's not a rug pull, apparently. He had to do it after all. The crypto markets were crashing, and
You
if
just
he
want to
didn't take
smack
out
the
money,
smirk off
who
his
would?
face.
The crypto market is crashing, and
Just hear it.
$300,000 is in there. There's two options, right? Leave the money in there, and then if BNB goes down to like $100, the money goes to shit anyways. Or I could take it, and the money is not just
good
going
for
to
me.
dust.
The
And
money
I
would have
still- and I
the money
still
would have
need-
never gone to dust. I mean, it just would go back to the investors when they sold out, when you told them, hey guys, I'm no longer interested in this project. I wipe my hands of it. You know, you got your 50K in, you got your 50K out, you're good, right? You didn't deliver. This is not your money. I can't believe you keep thinking of it as your money that's going away. That's your investors' money, and it should be their decision what they do with it.
Okay, I mean, that's a fair point.
That's a fair point. Yet,
Now what?
despite all these
What's-
fair points I kept
Then
making,
what?
every time Ice got cornered about the fact that he was basically stealing from his investors, he slowly pivoted his language from, oh, this isn't a rug pull, to more like, well, the investors deserved it. He said, they believe too much in his project and his word.
They're, like, part of the responsibility is on.
He's oddly not wrong about that point, because I kind of agree with him. The investors, the fans, the community, they should have known. I can't feel that sorry for some of these people that put so much money into a guy that they should have known scammed, because he's been scamming over and over and over again, and always telling his fans one thing and then doing another. I mean, he was notorious for always being like late for his streams or not on time for his streams. People will get mad at that. How did they not know he would eventually just steal all their money?
Them as well for being, putting too much emotion into it.
Now, look, I want to be clear. I agree that investing in any influencer coin is idiotic, but the logic here seems to be insane. They believed me, so it's okay I scammed them? I asked Ice about this.
I don't know if you're trying to say they deserve it.
It still seems illegal.
You're saying they
somewhere.
owe some responsibility.
No?
I agree they owe some responsibility, but do they deserve to get ripped off?
No, I mean, nobody deserves that.
That pause.
It's just
I mean,
what
I don't-
happened, though.
Like I said, sometimes you have to look out for yourself. I don't really know how else you want me to put it. I mean, you could say it in all these different ways to make it sound as horrible as possible. And you know what? I can agree with you on some of those things. I just don't like to put it in those specific ways because it makes it sound like that was the intention from the
Look
start.
out
which
for
it wasn't.
yourself and you buy a Tesla.
And there it is, the final refuge of every scammer. I started with good intentions. I meant to do the right thing. But I kept reminding Ice Poseidon or Paul or whatever, like his excuses made no sense because it wasn't as if the money was gone. It wasn't as if it had vanished. He still had it and could return it at any point. He doesn't have to go down as the scammer.
So I don't know why
He could be
you're
the
acting
hero.
like it
He
has
could be
to end
Robin Hood.
with like you being the bad guy here.
Or-
That's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm trying to
Not really
get
steal
you
from
to return
anything,
the
just
money
give back
because it's
to the
100%
poor.
still available and you could do that. So
The
that's what I'm
reverse
not
Robin Hood.
understanding
That's
is
what he's
I want to
doing.
get to that point. I don't think we're going to get there.
If you want the answer, yeah, I could give the money back. It is within my power. But I'm going to look out for myself
Ready.
and
We already know this answer.
not do that. I don't like know what else to say. That's just the most honest answer.
Now, I do believe he's being honest here. I believe this is the most mask off anybody's ever been on my channel.
Why would you
Most
not
of the time
want
when you get
like, why would you? Yeah, why would you ever admit to that? I don't know. And yeah, him being honest, you have to think he's got to be honest, because why would somebody just kind of expose themselves? It makes no sense. But
these guys on the phone, they just try to deflect and dodge. I don't think that's happening here. Ice is being 100% transparent, and I realized it was a unique opportunity to get the full story of how these scams work. Ice Poseidon proceeded to walk me through the details on exactly how long it takes to whip up an influencer scam like this and the profits you can expect from it.
Can you tell me how much money you made off this? I'll just call it a scam. I know you don't want to call it a scam, but it is a scam. So what did you make off this?
Well, I got 55%, and then 45% went to my developers. So I don't know, probably like 300,000.
Nice. What a good profit from doing. I mean, how long did you work on this project? Like seriously, how long did you work? I'm just curious.
Well, like you said, it was a fork, so I don't know.
I saw the video.
What do you plan to do with the money?
Promotional video.
Invest into crypto, Ethereum.
That took him like 10 minutes.
There you have it. For 2 weeks of work, forking someone else's program, you can get $300,000, which annualized is a pay rate of $7.8 million per year if he would just scam every 2 weeks. It's not hard to see the appeal, obviously, but what blew my mind is that he hadn't gotten away with this. Like, he got caught red-handed, and somehow, I guess I was just expecting him to go, oh, well, okay, I guess I'll return the money now. But no, he just kept doubling down.
You are deciding to do the shitty thing. You know that, and you're still doubling down.
I am doubling down. Do you not agree, though, some of the responsibility is on people who, if you're still holding something that's inactive for months, like, sure, okay, maybe they, have faith in me, whatever, but that's not a good...
That's your fans, dude. That's your fans. These are people who followed you since they were kids. They admire you. They look up to you. That's the people you're saying, well, that's their fault.
I honestly couldn't believe what he was saying here. Not that he didn't care. I'm kind of used to that. But he clearly...
I wonder if he's like in a weird way trying to get back at his fans because of the way that some of his fans, not all of them, it was a very small amount of fans that were doing those calls, and it was a really small amount of fans that were calling in and swatting and all those crazy things. There was a small amount. If you saw like back in the day, Ice Poseidon had a lot of fans, and I don't know, maybe he's trying to get back at some of them, the ones that burned him in the past, that swatted him, called in, got him arrested, whatever, got him to this point, and he's just kind of like on a vendetta. It's not good by any stretch of the imagination, but it just sounds like that's like, why else would he be doing all this? Does he really need $300,000?
Expects zero consequences.
He made good money back in the day,
right? And this made me think.
Did he not invest?
That at least part of the reason for this
money into
might
other
be
things?
because stories like Save the Kids, which got huge press, ultimately nothing happened. Don't get me wrong. It's important to get these stories out there anyway. But you have to understand the inner workings of the greedy influencer. When you don't have law enforcement consequences for what is essentially theft and fraud, you end up with people like Ice Poseidon realizing they can do the same without consequence. And I'm not merely speculating here. This clip you're about to watch is of Ice Poseidon discussing with his partner, Moises, what happened to Sam Pepper, one of the leaders of Save the Kid. They don't talk as if he's a cautionary tale, but instead as if
Sam Pepper always finds his way back.
As if
somehow
Sam Pepper had beat the system. He stole money and he got away with it.
I did watch that Coffeezilla video. I think Sam's a fucking millionaire now. So I think he still succeeded me, although he got it in a very poor way. He made off like a bandit, bro.
Sam's probably a fucking lower life. Probably has like 3 million crypto. The dude broke his lease.
Dude, these people only care about money. Like, it's almost sad and depressing in a way how they measure their lives and existence and success only on money. And they look at other people, even if the other person is a complete piece of shit, they look at that person as successful and to look up to. And you know what? It's happening all over again with people that look at Ice Poseidon, and they're going to look at him and be like, wow, he just made $300,000. and it's going to happen again to somebody else that's going to burn their fans. It's a vicious cycle.
The dude paid, like, what was it, 10 stacks to break his lease.
I don't know. Yeah, if you're breaking your lease and leaving the country, I mean, you
flew first class to Europe.
If he really felt the need to do all that, then he probably made plenty of money.
I heard
he probably
Sam
got
Pepper
kicked out of the United States.
Me. But because he did it without going to jail, he's successful. He got away with it. That's how these people think. So is it any wonder when Ice Poseidon is caught also stealing money, his response is, oh, well, I'm just going to look out for number one. It's their fault for getting scammed. They shouldn't have believed me. He's just so obviously not afraid of getting caught. And why would he? In fact, I asked him about this fact, whether these things should be prosecuted, and he seemed to think that this was a wild idea.
Do you think the FBI should get involved with cases like this, or like the SEC, or do you think like people like you should be prosecuted?
No.
I can't say this enough. These guys aren't scared. They think they can do whatever they want. They'll just fork a coin, take $300,000.
I'll tell you, when he drops FBI to him, I'm sure his heart or his stomach sank a little bit. He was thinking, oh no. He probably didn't go to sleep.
Another $200,000, another $250K, and walk away, and screw you. What are you going to do about it? Oh, and by the way, in case you thought that this was just a matter of Ice Poseidon messing up once, I actually found old clips of him admitting to what seems to be some kind of credit card phishing scam.
I fished credit cards back when I was younger, dude. I didn't do anything with the credit cards because I was like afraid of going to jail.
But that time he didn't go through with it because he was afraid of the consequences. Well, that was then and this was now, and now he's not scared anymore. Ultimately, this whole conversation between me and Ice ended with us just sort of going in circles. Me pointing out that what he was doing was ethically wrong, him telling me that he agreed, but he essentially doesn't care. And I felt sort of like a failure afterwards, to be honest. I didn't achieve my goal of having Ice Poseidon return the money to his victims. However, a few hours afterwards, Ice Poseidon DM'd me one last time. He told me he wasn't going to give all the money back, but he was planning to give a little bit of it back. $155,000.
Guilt?
Now I want to be clear about this. Giving back $155,000 is better than nothing. It's good for the investors who hopefully will withdraw their money as soon as watching this video. But it's so obviously a last-minute Hail Mary for whatever is left of his reputation. It's kind of pathetic. I mean, to be clear, he's still keeping the bulk of the money. He knows that, and he knows that we know that. Remember, this still leaves him with taking $200,000 from the project at the start, another $250,000 from the marketing wallet, which went basically nowhere, and then $300,000 from the liquidity pool, of which he's saying, okay, I'll return $155,000. I don't know what this is supposed to demonstrate. Are people supposed to all of a sudden applaud as he gives a small fraction of what he took? Except, wait a minute, I just checked. Ice Poseidon doesn't even seem like he can do that much. After DMing me, I went to the Telegram and his admin updated everyone and said, we just finished a buyback of over 120 BNB rocket emoji, which is not $155,000. It's only $40,000. Now, whether Ice Poseidon has actual plans to put the rest in,
he's so scummy.
Oh my gosh, return the full amount, I really doubt it. It's just amazing to see that Ice seems to be doing this only because he got caught, sort of got interrogated for 30 minutes, and faces reputational damage, yet he still can't muster the moral courage, or at least fear, to return the small fraction of money he promised. And so to close this, look, I'll be honest, in my opinion, Ice Poseidon is not a good person. I don't think he regrets anything or feels bad about any of this. And I think the unfortunate conclusion many other influencers will come to when looking at this is that Ice, like Sam Pepper, has finally made it. He's succeeded in the influencer game. He's gotten away with it. Or has he? There may still be ways to prevent stuff like this from happening. There are two things you can really do. Number one, you can share this video so more people become aware of what Ice did and get more eyeballs on it. But two, if anyone was scammed by CX Coin and lost money, they can report their losses to IC3.gov, linked below. This is the FBI submission portal if you've been defrauded or wronged. And if enough people report things like this, there's a chance people will be brought to justice. I just hope it happens sooner than later. That way I'll stop hearing about how influencers like Sam Pepper made it. Until then, all I can do is report, dig, and investigate. That's all for now.
Did they make it? Did they make it? I don't think so. Do you guys in the comment section, do you think these guys scamming, making millions is making it? Because if you lose all your credibility, if you can't really come back to the internet, to the places where you can be creative, where you came to first to get all these fans and to grow the community that you got, is that really succeeding now when you've lost it all? But ladies and gentlemen, this is definitely an interesting topic, something that's got my mind a-brewing. It's got me fuming a little bit, got me a little angry, a little fired up. But ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you thought about this video, what you thought about these crypto scams. It's a shame this kind of predatory behavior that's happening between influencers and their communities and how they feel they can take advantage of their communities and their fans, that most of them just based on analytics. And if you're looking at YouTube, most people's channels are viewed by kids. It's a tragedy. It's really ugly. It's a shame. I'll leave you on that one, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe out there. Watch out for them coins. Shake them and pick them.